All right, I think I'm live. It says I'm live. It says I'm streaming and recording. I'm going to give it a minute for Tony to find me on his phone.
Now I got a red dot.
Okay.
Now it's, yes.
Okay. He says it's working. Hooray. Thank you, Tony. And you can hear me. Oh, wait. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And can you still hear me, Tony? I'll keep talking. Can you still hear me? All right. I don't know what happened to my comments, though. Let's see if I can do this. So hello and welcome. This is take 2. I don't know what happened to take 1. Let me find my comments chat. There we go. There we go. It's working. Okay. Oh, it says working good and oh, can't hear you. Okay. Welcome. I'm Susan Kramer. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Woodbury, Minnesota, and I'm a little nervous because this is the first time stamping with you live on YouTube. I was live yesterday. I did an invitation video and I showed you what I'll be working with today. So let me know in the chat if you are crafting with me, and then I can answer questions as we go along. It's a pretty easy card, but we'll see how it goes. So thank you for joining. Oh, wait, I put that away and I forgot you didn't see it. Okay, so there we go. Information. I am on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, here on YouTube. I have a website. And on my website, you can sign up to receive my weekly newsletter. I might change it from MailChimp to another program and send more emails. I'm playing with that idea, but you can always contact me at susan@northstarstamper.com. All right. So this is the card we're going to make. Oh, here, let me show you. We're going to use this sketch, but I modified it a little bit and I cut the bottom of my card front off. And so it opens like that with enough space to write a nice message. And then you still have, in this case, my flowers on the bottom. So I have my 5 flowers represented by the 5 circles. They had 2 lines of sentiment, so I have a happy birthday to you. So, I can't see how many people are watching, so I'll just try to watch the chat. Let's see if I can make that chat bigger. Not gonna happen. Oh well. I can see that Tony commented, so I know he saw me. Okay, so these flowers were a fun technique that I have been doing more and more of. So you can kind of see on my paper here, I'm going to put some ink in the lid of my hydrangea hue ink pad. And I'm going to put some water from my wide water painter just in there. You can kind of see here how I did it. So I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to use this stamp, this flower. And so I'm looking at the stamp to see where I want my colors to start. So I'm going to start at the bottom. Oh, that's not very dark. I want it darker. And then I'm just brushing it out like that. And then I can see where it's darker, and maybe I want it really dark at the base of the flower. This is just regular white cardstock. I think it's thick. Yes, that's thick white cardstock. It would be better if I used watercolor paper. I could play more with the water and whatnot. Let me clean this up. I don't want to get that. So after I did that, I stamped my flowers and then I die cut them. And those flowers are from, where'd it go? I have too many things on my desk and I thought I cleaned it up. Those flowers are from the Lovely Arrangements. Here are my 2 flowers. And then there is a die set with the single leaf and the double leaf that I used on my card here. So I obviously didn't stamp those. But then after that, I let this dry a little bit and then I stamped and die cut, and that's how I got my flowers. If you don't like to color, that is a great way to, let me move this over so I can't see. There we go. That's a great way to add a little color without actually having to color and know where the dark is and where the shadows are and all that, color theory and all that. So I like the way that turned out. So that's my sample card, and we'll leave that handy. So let me know if you're here. I'd love to know if you're crafting with me. So I'm gonna make another birthday card with balloons this time. Oh, let me pull that sheet back. So if you are crafting, hopefully you have a card base. Mine is 5.5 by 8.5. I'm making an A2 card, and I haven't decided if I'm using black or hydrangea hue, so I have both. And then you can see the rectangle on our sketch. Oh, sorry, that was out of view. I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use the polka dot. I don't know. We'll play around and see what we think. And then for the sentiment, oh, and then a light color. There we go. And that's for the inside of the card. That goes right here. And we can stamp on that. I didn't on this one, and I probably should have. Sentiment, I have strips from cutting down my white layers. I have these, is it 1/2 inch? 8.5, yes, 1/2 inch strips that I like to stamp on. That's what I used here. It's a great use of your scraps. And then 5 elements. They show them in the circles. I'm running out of ink in my printer. They show circles. I did flowers. Some of my other ideas were flowers, butterflies, leaves. You could do fall or summer leaves. Balloons, that's what I'm doing today. Gears. We have a stamp set that's called Gears and Texture. That would be a fun one for a masculine card. Stars, snowflakes, seashells, or any shape. And these 5 things, I'm going to use different colors of balloons. Here, I just use 2 different flowers. Um, you could use a shape and punch out different patterns of designer series paper. You could put some of them or all of them through an embossing folder and add lots of texture to your card. So there's lots and lots of ideas. I think I'll be using this sketch quite often. Again, this is a freshly made sketches number 747. And these are weekly sketches. So they've been doing these freshly made sketches for a very long time. And I do them quite often. It's quite fun. Okay, so let me pull my card base back in and see what I'm gonna do. So let me know if you are gonna craft with me. So I haven't decided if I'm gonna do the stripes, and we'll put our balloons together. I have black, hydrangea hue, white, and Highland heather. And then I don't have a really good black ink I like, so I grab Secret Sea. It's a very, very dark ink. Sometimes it looks blue, but it's dark enough if I want to stamp with that. I do have my Highland Heather and my Hydrangea Hue. Hydrangea Hue pad is in our new magnetic pad. It's a little bigger, longer than our old pads. And next year, Stampin' Up! Is going to do a color refresh and retire some colors and hopefully bring us some new yummy colors. And hopefully keep our favorites. All right, so what do we think? Do we like the stripes and the hydrangea hue or black? Oh, I don't think I like the black. I think I like the hydrangea hue. There's that answer. Polka dots, I think that's going to be too much with my, yeah, the balloons get lost with the polka dots. So we're going to do the stripes. Okay, I don't see that anybody's crafting with me, but I'm just going to go ahead. So, hopefully you have your trimmer. Some places I forgot to remind you, you're going to need your trimmer. We're going to take our 4 by 5.25 piece of, it could be pattern paper, it could be paper that you've stamped on. That would be really fun to do because you know I love to stamp. Whatever. This is a layer for our card. We're going to cut this at 2 inches. So we are cutting it in half. And here's my sample card. So we're going to put a half on the top and a half on the bottom. So now we need to create that flap on our card. So I'm going to fold this in half first. And I like to burnish it with here, I can use this one. This one has my nice logo on it. I was hoping some people would join me live. That's right, it's a funny time. Friday evenings can get busy. Okay, so we're gonna take our card that's 5.5 by 8.5, scored in the half, or folded in half at 4 1/4. I'm gonna cut 2 inches, just like we cut this at 2 inches. I'm gonna cut 2 inches off of the flap of my card, and that's gonna be the front. This I could have used to die cut my balloons. I'm gonna save that for another project though. And that's all we need. Okay, and then we're gonna put this piece here and this piece here, and then our white piece that was 2 by 5 1/4. I think it was 2. Let me make sure. Yep. So these are that gives us back our 4 inches, but our top flap is a 1/4 inch longer, so it'll hide that white underneath. And then we'll adhere this here. So I think the first thing I want to do is do some stamping. So you know I love to stamp, and so I'm going to stamp on my white piece. I have a few things here that I could use to stamp. I have the Words and Wishes stamp set. It's hiding. I had it just a minute ago. Uh-oh, where did my balloon stamp set go? Oh well, I guess I'm not going to stamp any balloons. I have the dies. I have this one. I like the happy birthday on the lovely arrangements. And I have this. Maybe it's hiding under my paper. Oh, yep, it was in my box. I use paper pumpkin boxes to keep organized here, but it was too deep. So I have the balloon festoon. That's the dies I use to create my balloons, and the little accents. I like the happy birthday. It's very small. This one I thought was a little large, and that happy birthday came from the Words and Wishes. So I used the U from For You, and then they have happy birthday and 2, but they don't have just a U. So I had to use, I don't know, For You, thank you, either way. I just inked up the U and added it to my strip of cardstock there. So I could add a cake and candles or presents, but I really like the balloon theme. And I like the happy birthday. So let's get our stamps out. Can't read them backwards. Tony can read backward. I can't. All right, and then the smallest block that'll fit our stamp. Let's make sure that's straight. All right, and then our balloons. We'd use the streamer. I think that's kind of fun. The confetti's fun. I could stamp some onto some of these images onto my balloons. We have the dots, we have confetti, and we have stars. And then these dots are really fun too. And I also want to stamp, before I forget, I want to stamp on my envelope. So let's pull some things out here. What did we do? The confetti is kind of fun. Maybe we'll do that. You can see I've used that with some red ink and it stained it, but it'll stamp just fine. And I like the streamers here. And when I stamp my, I call this my stamp map, so I know how to fit them back on my acetate. I do go onto the website and I write down which blocks, acrylic blocks I need for these stamps. And it says C and H. I think this, sorry for the noise, this is my H block. So I know that this will fit on just like that. Oh, not quite. I'm gonna go a little at an angle. There we go. Let's see how that is. So I'm gonna use, have I decided what colors? You know what color balloons I'm gonna use? I like the hydrangea hue. It coordinates with my cardstock. The black brings out the black in the paper. White is kind of fun. I don't know if I want to add. I think if I stamp in Highland Heather, that would work well. So maybe put the happy birthday in Highland Heather. That way it ties in with the balloons. Let's do that first. So I'm gonna stamp happy birthday. Sorry, I'm gonna pull this to me. And if I didn't get it straight or I didn't like my stamping, I could do it on the other side and I can always flip it over. And of course, I have lots of these in my stash. So let's do a few of those. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Well, that's good. I could put a little gem in the middle there. Suppose I don't have to do. What else does this say? Enjoy your day. That might fit. Oh, here, what else? Oh, this one. You're so lovely. I think I'll just do a whole bunch of happy birthdays, and then when the card goes together, we'll figure out which ones we want to use. I'm looking underneath though. Not straight. Or it was straight, but not. Close enough. Close enough. I always make sure I clean my stamps. Do you clean your stamps as you go? All right, so there's our sentiment. I'm gonna stamp in hydrangea hue. I see that sitting here. Highland Heather. We're gonna put some ribbons. Oh, that's cute. You know what? Let's do that on our envelope. And this is gonna be upside down. So we're gonna stamp upside down. Well, I confetti too. Goes out of the way. We need more. Oh, that's cute. Ink. And stamp. I haven't used this stamp very much, so I'm not real familiar with it. But that'll be our envelope flap. We'll put that to the side. And let's stamp on our balloons. I really like the large one, so it's a little large for my card, but if I put it behind. So I'm stamping hydrangea hue ink on hydrangea hue cardstock. So it's called Tone on Tone. That's cute. And let's do one in hydrangea hue. The white. Clean up my stamp. And then we'll stamp one of the white. Let's clean up a little bit. Uh-oh. It says I'm not. There we go. I don't know what happened. I didn't see my video. That was odd. Okay, I'm stamping Highland Heather on white cardstock. And I'm just turning it around. You can see through to see where you're stamping. I'm sorry, you should show that closer. Where are we? There we are. All right. Now I'm gonna add, oops, let's put my stamp things out of the way. These little accents to give a little shape to our balloons. So we need 5 balloons for our sketch. Okay, goodness. So we're gonna use 2 white. Do we want to use those? Let's see what it's gonna look like. So if I put a big one in the back and then put these towards the front. Oh yeah, that'll be cute. I think I want another hydrangea. Oh, here's more. I discovered more here. Hold on. Excuse my reach. Oh, that big one's too big. We're gonna stick with the black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There, I think that'll be good. We'll do 1. There, we'll use those. Now I need the pieces to go with them. The accent pieces here. Let's get a little organized. Sorry, I'm a little little confused. I didn't, well, I planned this, obviously. So this little accent piece, it's gonna make our balloon look round. I don't know what it's really called. Just a little bit of green glue. I've not been using my green glue because I'm almost out, but I wanted to make sure I had some for today. So I'm using my reverse tweezers so I don't get glue everywhere. That's good. A little bit of green. We call it green glue because it has a green lid. It's Tombow Mono Liquid Glue, multi-purpose liquid glue. So there we go. This one's on the other side. So the Stampin' Up! Was really smart. There's one die that gives you two of these little accent pieces. So that rather than working with really small dies, they often do that and give us two for one. And I cannot find my other black. I don't know if it's a shadow. What would you call this? Just adds a little something. Just a tiny bit of glue. I've been told if you can see it, it's enough. All right. There we go. Let's see if I can find my black. I can't. That's all right. It's missing. All right, we're going to brush those aside, and I'll just put this other black one in the back. Okay, let's put our card together. Are you ready? Okay, Tony said last video, he says, wait, you're back. I don't know what happened. So thank you for sticking with me. Thank you, Tony, for that information. All right, like I said, I'm almost out of green glue, so I'm using Scotch double-sided tape. And I'm using the stripes because I want the colors of my balloons to show up. I really like the dots, and I thought that would be fun. But, oh, I forgot to, oh no, I stamped on there. I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, so I'm going to center this on my flap. And then I'm going to put this, so I have equal border all around that. So I'm going to put this the same way so they kind of mimic each other. And because this flap is 2 1/4, it's going to cover up. So if I didn't put it straight, it's okay. And then this is going to go right on the inside. If you put those two together, that's 2 inches and 2 inches. That's our normal 4 inches, right? I'm not going to stamp anymore on that. A little bit of tape. And I want my banners at the top. And I'm just going to butt this up against my designer series paper. I think I'd rather have it straight here. And even though this side has less than this side, that's okay. Let's bring our sketch back in to make sure we follow it somewhat. So I need 5 balloons and my sentiment strips. And I have extra balloons so I can put one on the inside. We're going to hide it in there. I like this one, but I think it's just too big with 5 of them on here. So we're going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With the sentiment, oh, those are too long. We're just going to go happy birthday, happy birthday. All right, we're just going to cut this one in half. There. And we're going to use some dimensionals. I have some little ones. And I have some big ones. These are left from kits, which is why they're a funny size here. Let's lay this out. Since this one doesn't have the accent piece, I'm going to put that on in the back. And we're going to cover it. Oh. With one that does have it. And then like my sample card, I'm gonna put, wait, where'd it go? 1, 2, there it is. I'm gonna put, sorry, I got distracted because I couldn't find one. There we go. I'm gonna put 2 balloons on the lower part here, underneath my flap. I'm gonna have to figure out where they're gonna go. Maybe like that. Oh, I like that. Okay. So we're gonna move them aside a little bit, and we're gonna, you know what, I'm gonna use a block to hold that down. So the ones on the back, I'm gonna adhere flat. So I'm gonna only put adhesive at the top of my balloon, otherwise I might adhere my card closed. So at the top only. And this one I'm gonna pop up with a dimensional to give my card some dimension. Like I said, depending on what your 5 elements are, you could always emboss them with a embossing folder. And that would add a lot of interest to your card. Now these last 2 I'm gonna put under my flap, like that. And this one can be flat. Tuck it underneath a little bit, and this one will pop up. Thank you for watching, Tony. I'll have to ask other demonstrators if they ever have that issue with YouTube where they just disappear for, I don't know, 10 seconds. Hopefully I'm still live. All right, that doesn't look quite complete yet because we need our sentiments. Let's move all this aside. Okay, so for my sentiments, I'm going to put them across my balloons, but I don't want to put another dimensional on top of the balloon because then it would be too tall. So I'm going to put 2 dimensionals, and these are just small ones, mini ones, on the end there. And then hopefully I have a glue dot. One left on this sheet. And I'm going to put that on the happy end of my strip. So I just have a glue dot on this end and dimensionals on the other. And then when I put it on top of the balloon, the glue dot's here and the dimensionals are there. So this one I think we'll do off to the side a little bit more. I like that. Okay, because we're not quite done. I have some embellishments. I couldn't think there. Okay, this one I'm going to put on the very end of happy. Put these 2 under birthday. Clean that off. I like to keep my space clean so you're not distracted by so many things. And this one I'm going to offset a little bit. Oh, looks like I can use a dimensional, right? Oops, got 2 right there. It's really nice having all the supplies I need. There's that. Not staying shut. Let's burnish it better. From the back and from the front. All right, how do we do? 5 elements, double sentiment, and a little bit of background, and I just chopped 2 inches off to make it a fun fold. I have this balloon here. You know what? Let's do this. Let's just kind of mix and match. I'm gonna grab my reverse tweezers. We're gonna decorate the inside of our card. I think I just knocked something onto the floor. And we're gonna set that right there. Some more adhesive. Put that one here. a little surprise when you open the card. So there we go. And we stamped our envelope. How'd we do? There's our sketch. Let me look at my video and make sure we're good. There's my sketch and 2 cards. I'll have to stamp an envelope to go with my flowers. Oh my goodness, there we go. Thank you for joining me. Happy stamping. Leave me a comment and let me know if you make this card. It's really fun. I was, to be honest, kind of proud of myself for turning just a sketch into a fun fold rather than copying somebody else. I thought that was kind of a fun thing to do. And thank you for joining me. Happy stamping. If you go to freshlymadesketches.com, actually it's freshlymadesketches.blogspot.com, you will see how other people have interpreted this sketch and made cards too. I haven't looked yet to see what they used for their 5 elements instead of circles. I'm sure they did some fun stuff. So I will add one of my cards to that blog post too. So thank you for joining me. Happy stamping. Now, let's see. There we go. Thank you for joining me. I'm so happy you're here. I do take suggestions. If you want to learn a technique or if you want me to learn a specific fun fold, I love fun folds. I get tired of just plain old cards. Or if you want me to use a special color combination or anything like that. Or stamp set even. I can borrow stamp sets from other people if I don't have the one you want to learn how to use. So I take suggestions and I love to do that for you. So thanks for joining me. Happy stamping. And until next time, I'll be live Monday at 7:30 on my Facebook page. And then I load those recorded videos here to YouTube. But if you want to join me live, my Facebook page at 7:30 Central Time on Monday night.